Hello. Acha, Pipanchi is there. Okay. Pipanchi. So, anyone else has solved this problem? Or just... Hello. Pipanchi? Tell. 3.6. That's correct. That's correct. So you can calculate. She was Bipanchi. I was not there. Bipanchi, can you repeat? So everyone got this calculation, or I should intervene? No. I just stay here. Then we will come to beta sheets. Because beta sheets is a separate problem. There is a silk fibroin, there is a collagen, triple helix. A lot of problem is there. Don't go there because I have just started with a very simple problem related to alpha helix. If the alpha helix is clear to you, then easily you can solve this. If alpha helix structure is not clear to you, you cannot solve this, right? This is totally related with the knowledge of alpha helical structure, right? Alpha helix structure going to repeat itself every 5.6 angstrom along the helix axis, right? So we can say that alpha helix has a pitch of 5.4 angstrom, right? This is the pitch. So alpha helix has 3.6 amino acid residue per turn. This is per turn. This is per turn. Okay, you got the idea what I'm talking? And if the per turn is 3.6 amino acid and there is a 80 amino acid residue, right? So for 3.6 amino acid, there is a length, how much? Tell me. 5.4, okay? 5.4 angstrom. So they are asking about 80 amino acid. So you can assume them as around 4 amino acid, right? For simplifying the calculation, right? So 54 upon 4 into 80. So straightforward you are getting 20, okay? And 20 multiplied by 5.4 angstrom. So it will be around, okay, how much? 10.8, am I right? Not 108 angstrom. It will be. Is it correct, Bipanchi? If you are taking 3.6, na? Just jumped out, no? So it was a very clear-cut picture of the alpha helix. Alpha helix. There is a 3D10 alpha helix, and CSR has asked about this. 3D10 alpha helix. What is this? Can you tell me? Why the name is there? This was called as the alpha helix, but a unique alpha helix was there. Rajlakshmi, mute yourself. So there is a unique alpha helix that was reported, and that is called as the 3D10 alpha helix. because there was a 3 residue pattern, not 3.6 amino acid. 3 amino acid residue per turn. And why the 10 word used? There was a 10 atom enclosed in a ring formed by each hydrogen atom. 10 atom enclosed in a ring formed by each hydrogen atom. Formed by each hydrogen atom. Okay. So generally alpha helix is n plus 3 or n plus 4. Tell me a structure. What you will say? Because this is having the 3.6 amino acid residue. So this cannot be n plus 3. So this should be n plus 4. Do you agree with this? Hello. Hello. No one is speaking. What happened? What I am asking, कि alpha helix is generally can be mentioned as a n plus 3 or n plus 4 configuration. 1 plus 3 or n plus 4. What you will say? So this cannot be n plus 3, I think. This would be n plus 4 because there is a 3.6 amino acid residue per turn in the alpha helix. Do you know a person? Pauline Corey. Who was this person? And Pauline Corey named this general alpha helical structure very similar to this one. Can you tell me what was the name given by this Pauline Corey? This was called as a 3.6 sorry, 3.613 alpha helix. And today you never find it in any book, right? Okay, have you seen that name in any book? So Pauline Corey earlier used very clearly this term, and this property was described by him, right? So later on it was found that there are certain alpha helix exist which are having only 3 residue pattern, right? So there because the 0.6 amino acid was less, so this was less atom. So because 3.6 amino acid residue having the 13 atom rather than 10 atom. That's why this is called as that. Okay. So this was a beautiful part. This. So there is also another aspect in which range you can say that according to Ramachandra plot, what should be the phi psi value of this alpha helix? Both should be, let me give you the option, right? Then it will be easy for you. According to whom? Who was the scientist? Ramachandran. How you can forget Ramachandran plot? Alpha helix should have value between plus 60, minus 50, minus 50, minus 60, value between for phi. This is phi, right? And this is psi. Okay. So minus 60 plus 50 D plus 60 plus 50. Tell me. My God, why? One more option should be there. Right. I should give you one more option, and that is a minus 60 minus 50. Yes. Tell me now, what should be the value? Oh, बोलो please. Raj Lakshmi Bipanchi, mathematician, जल्दी बोलो. Yes. Why not minus 50 minus 60? Because earlier you said about this. Why the option changed? Why this now? Oh. So 5, this should not be 50, rather than this should be 60. Okay. Can you tell me which one is on the y scale? Phi or psi? Phi and y scale, na? And psi and this scale. Pakka? Acha, psi and this, and phi should be here, right? And there was a four quadrant, right? A, B, C, D. Now easily, if you remember the graph, easily you can draw the conclusion, right? Because what I told you, this was a minus 60 here and minus 50 here, right? And this was having the different value. You must remember for your student. Sorry. Minus 50. Minus 50. Minus 50 minus 60. Yes. Minus 50 minus 60. This was the reason, right? For the alpha. Na? This is left alpha. This is right alpha. This is beta. This is also beta. Abhi, just you have told na ki I should discuss beta, but I will discuss now beta. Beta lies in the different configuration. So you should not run here and there, because mind is catching only one concept at a time, right? If you are focusing so many concepts at a time, it's not getting those. So I think it's an all going bouncer, na, what I'm teaching from last week. It's very tough for you, na, people. You are not getting anything from last 2 to 3 days. And the study lecture, I think no one got clear picture, na? Just for feedback, be fair, tell me. Yesterday was the Rama Rachandran plot only, nothing else. Because you are not practicing, even if I'm giving the problem, you are not responding. So you must be very, very careful and should give priority to these things. because this is your life shaping time. Na? If you are not serious about yourself, who will care for you? Tell me. And nowadays, Indian girls are the top of everything, right? They are the fighter jet pilots. Huh? They are everywhere. Tell me at one place where the girls are not there on the top. Except in research, that I can say. Why? Because if you are, the situation is like this, at this time you are not careful, you are not serious. This is your peak time. You should leave everything, or you should give first priority to these learnings, because you don't know. If you know, then there is no issue. Suppose you are having a problem. You have no electricity at your home from last 5 days. What should be the priority at your home first? Tell me. No, first priority to rectify this electricity problem. Leaving all the work, right? Because electricity will be there, then you can solve all the problems. This is same with the education. If you have to tackle a problem, just read out at least. If you are not, suppose I can agree that you should not, you may not have a proper time to solve it, but you will be surprised to know if you are taking a lecture and solving the same problem, within second you can solve the problem. I can show you. I can show you. Tell me this one. Area of allowed region in the Ramachandran map will be least far. Earlier, I think we have solved this. So if a protein has a 30% alanine, if all the alanine are replaced by glycine, what will happen? Helical content will increase, beta sheet content will increase, there will be no change in conformation, or the alanine substituted protein will be less structured than the parent protein. Anyone else? How beta sheet conformation will increase? Okay, according to Raj Lakshmi, the B option is there. How many people believe that option A should be there, or C should be there, or any other option should be there? Gayatri is not speaking. Gayatri, can you speak properly? Are you able to speak? Then you should speak. I think network problem is there. Elkaya, am I audible to you properly? Bifanchi, tell me. If 30% alanine is replaced by glycine, then what will happen? This was so beautifully designed question that anyone can do the mistakes in this. Have you seen that there is a no in a question, it never discussing about the alpha helix. Raj Lakshmi, have you seen that? They are simply saying a protein has a 30% alanine, and if all the alanine are replaced by some another amino acid, for example glycine. So if this was not alpha helix, so how it can be beta sheets? Tell me. It might be beta sheets already. It's just a guess, na? Okay, you are replacing with the glycine, so glycine is the alpha helix breaker. That's why it should be. So it should be beta sheet. But read the first two words. What it has written? No. Only first two words. A protein. It's not talking about any amino acid. It's not talking about secondary structure. It's not talking about tertiary structure. It's talking about the functional protein. As soon as your analysis will be wrong, always you will reply wrong. So your brain should be very sharp, not brain, eyes should be very sharp. Or your observation should be very, very keen. Then you can think clearly, otherwise it's a kind of joke. You know? E protein, it's a protein. Think about why they are talking about the proteins. They are not talking about only 30% alanine or amino acid sequence or dipeptide or alpha helix. Right? Protein may be made up of many alpha, beta, many things, right? Now think what should be the answer. If this is a protein and you are replacing 30% alanine with glycine, why? Why? Yes. Now you got the right answer. Why you earlier you have not got the right answer? That's what I'm training your brain. Read out what you should read. You should not read what you can read easily. Got the point? You should not read that what you can read easily. So you can in one sharp eyes, with your sharp eyes, just what you skipped, a protein. And the examiner was well knowing that 90% of the student will skip this word a protein, rather than they just will jump to conclusion. Just they will see, because their eye can go for the percentage numerical value easily. 30% alanine, and this was replaced by the glycine. Skipping all the first two words you just got, and the examiner was knowing that either the student will go with the first option or second option. No one can think of easily that the option should be D until and unless you match the word E protein in the beginning of the question and D option the last two words, parent protein. So protein was matching, right? And in the rest three options there was no word of protein. If you can simply use your brain, not brain, eyes, you can answer without any science. Okay? Do you agree? Do you know who was Abdul Kalam? Have you heard about him? लो इतना टाइम लगा दिया. I think no one has heard about him, na? No, not only president. President is the separate part. Before that, what he was? He was a great scientist, not scientist. He was a great scientist. And he was, till he became Rashtrapati, and after that he became the president, still his home was made of very poor structure. Right? Means he belongs to the family who was having problem with the daily feed. Right? Then tell me, who is going to take care of such a boy who was not having money? No school was ready to take the admission, and even he was surprised after his hard work and a lot of gold medalists and a lot of crossing the examination. No institute was ready to hire him in India. Right? This is such a country, but he was a great personality. He was not a great personality because he was great, because he was a great disciple of his old culture. And one day he was reading Sri Krishna Mahabharata, right, where Arjun he was thinking about preparing the missiles when US has banned India from getting all these things, okay, materials, especially to prepare the missile and all these things. So US is trying from 1965 to stop the India anyhow to become superpower, right? So once this man Abdul Kalam was reading Mahabharata, where Sri Krishna was preaching the Arjuna, and Arjuna was on the Rath, and he was having the 3 arrows in his bow, okay, and then Arjuna asked, what is the real meaning of these 3 arrows, sorry, in a bow? So he was telling, this is for protection, this is just to make fear in the enemy, and this last one, real attack. So based on this data, he got the idea to how to prepare the integrated missile. This was the first time in the world Abdul Kalam was thinking of preparing such a missile, right? And after 2 years of hard work, he really prepared such kind of missile which is not available anywhere in the world. Have you heard this story? No. So what I am saying, that your brain should feed yourself. You should not go with the easily cheap available material from anywhere, because they are not going to feed your brain what you require or what your brain is made for. So you should dream of anything. So for dreaming anything, you should control your eyes and brain first. I am not a great preacher, not I am a great teacher, not I am a great scientist, but just what I learned from my experiences, and that I am sharing you. Okay. So if you really want to turn your life, so please focus on 3 things. Start awaking in the early morning, 5 o'clock, and then give 1 hour in yoga and planning for the whole day. Planning means what is the most priority task, your life, according to your life and career mission. This will be the first, and then everything. Even if you are ready to travel at 6 p.m. from your home, so your mind should think out of this. What is my career goal, objective of a life? And then it should be worked out first. Because the rest thing is for managing your feed only. Do you need that feed only for your whole life? So if you need that only, then you should stop carrying all these things. Just feed yourself like other people, and then carry on your career. So where is career? No career. Okay, tell me this question. Chalo. I should not be talk like a preacher, rather than I should my duty like a waiter. Tell me what is the meaning of this question. Peptide is planar due to. Read the line. What I am saying, just don't make this practice of doing wrong thing, answering the wrong option again and again. Read the question very carefully first, 2 to 3 times at least. Okay, and then automatically the option will come to mind. So peptide bond is a easy question, I think. C alpha CO. So make this, how you can write this? CO, this is C alpha, right? Then NH, okay, and then C alpha. So they are asking peptide bond is planar due to. So planar due to this one. Why? Because this is a carrying, because this is a partial double bond, and that's why they cannot move. They can change the option, they can change the word anytime, but the question may be same, but your concept should be clear. Okay, why they are restricted around CN bond, why they are not restricted around CO bond, why they are not talking about NH bond, or why they are not talking about NC alpha bond. Okay. So I have discussed yesterday about the dihedral angle and torsion angle. How many omega and omega? Not 2, 3. Dihedral is general concept, but nowadays they are talking about the trihedral. Okay. So feed your mind first. Feed your mind with the good thoughts, right informations, and stay before jumping on the conclusion. Stay a while. So which one of the following is the most appropriate statement regarding folded protein? He is saying, the question is saying most appropriate, means all the options are correct. Right? One option is there which is the most non-polar in the central. So non-polar means the side chain are seldom buried. How is it could be correct? Can you tell me? Now build a concept, na? Before discussing, you can draw over here. Oh, just wait. This is water. This is water. What I am coming to conclusion, before coming to conclusion, just draw a picture. Right? What they are saying. And they are saying that suppose there is a water and 2 amino acids have been dissolved. Okay. There is a 2 type of amino acid. There is one non-polar and other is polar. So they are asking which one will be on the surface and which one will be in the center. Tell me. Have you heard about the micelle formation? They are asking simply about the micelle formation. Okay, in the micelle structure of protein, when they dissolve in water, which one remains at the surface, which one is buried? What about this? Non-polar is in the center. I marked the arrow already. Why you are talking about this? Always, seldom nahi. This is always buried. This sentence is obviously wrong. Polar always on the surface, right? So surface is, they are not talking. They are talking only which one will go in the center or which one will go, which one should be buried. So they are using the reverse language, negative language rather than positive language, right? Is option B. Charged amino acid are always buried? No. Cut this. Non-polar seldom buried? Cut this. Tyrosine always buried? Cut this. So now you know what you have to do when you are getting any question. Don't read these options. Make sense of these questions. So as soon as I got this question that regarding folded protein and I observed this charged and non-polar, then I got immediately that they are dissolving the protein in the water. Because in air, both will be on the surface or both will be in the bottom. There is no chance of buried or seldom buried or always buried. Right? Only in the presence of water all these things can be happened. So they concealed a lot of things from you. Right? Because they know all are taking very high quality teaching by paying 4 to 5 lakh per year. Right? So CSR examiners are very aware of that. So they are not going to give you any hint so that you catch it easily, until and unless your eyes are open and brain are sharp. See this hint, na? They have given you the greatest hint. Folded protein. Have you heard about the folded protein? Protein folding can occur in air? Tell me. Can a protein fold in air? No idea. Why vaccine is dissolved in liquid? Why they are not given in the Okay. So protein folding is never happens in air, right? Because folding is a process.
Due to the absence of chaperones,
Oh,
is it the reason?
just talk in water where there is no chaperone. Chaperone is another mechanism, right? So if protein folding occurs, it requires, general concept is, it requires a solvent. Okay. Agree? Because so many bonds has to develop. So the first observation of the scientist was how the micelle is going to form when the polar and non-polar amino acid is going to mix in the water. And then it was observed that because of polar nature of water, partial polar nature of water, the polar amino acid are interacting in the surface and all the non-polar amino acid going to form the aggregate and they are buried in the center. And all around them is the polar molecule in the water, and that beautiful structure was called as the micelle structure. Got the idea? With folding protein, if you are talking in the how the nascent or newly synthesized protein is going to fold, then chaperones comes into the picture. But if you are in the laboratory and you are simply doing an experiment to understand the biochemistry of the amino acid, biochemistry of the amino acid with the water, biochemistry of non-polar amino acid with water, biochemistry of charged amino acid with water, then what you can observe? That is the question. Right? The question is designed in this way. They have never have they mentioned anywhere that it is in vivo or in vitro? Then why you are talking about the in vivo? Because everything is in vitro if they are not mentioning it in vivo. This is the general. This would be the general concept. Okay. If they are not talking about in vivo, because whenever they will talking about the in vivo, they should always mention this is the scientific commitment. They will always going to mention it. Okay. Tell me this one. It's very simplest. I want to check. Whose mind is eyes and mind are very sharp. Reaction product inhibit catalysis in enzymes by. Read all the words carefully because the option often changes with the wording they are using in the questions. This does not matter what you know. This matters a lot what they want to ask. And if you are answering according to them or not. That's why 99% students are getting failed. Because they believe that either I should take admission in very renowned coaching by paying 2 lakh and then I will be selected. So this is a blind belief. This is not a scientific temperament. Scientific temperament, your eyes should be open and you should understand what the word going to mean actually. Knowing English is another thing, but knowing the exact science, this is the actual learning. It does not depend on any language you can learn and translate. So reaction product inhibit catalysis in enzyme means reaction product means what? So option batao, then I will discuss. Reaction product inhibit catalysis in enzyme by I think D should be correct. Form a complex with the substrate. Yes, transition complex is there, right? Or covalently binding may be correct, or altering the enzyme structure may be correct, or occupying the active site may be the correct. Tell me, tell me, tell me. So who left the room? Very less people are coming, no? Because these are only
Sir, I'll go with last option.
What about you, Pipanchi? But I'm
Me too.
But I'm not with the last
Sir,
option.
D.
Because it's not talking about any enzyme. And they are talking about the enzyme, catalysis in enzyme, they are talking about the substrate. How it can be last option? Because they are talking about the form complex with the enzyme, not enzyme, substrate. How ridiculous is this option? And you are still going with the form complex with the substrate. Who are going to form this complex with the substrate? Product? Product is a substrate now.
Sir, if the product is binding with the substrate and it acts as an inhibitor, then how the enzyme can go and catalyze the particular substrate, sir? It will be an inhibition reaction.
It's a clearly written
I see.
reaction product inhibit catalysis in enzyme by. Okay? They are asking the mechanism. How the reaction product can inhibit the catalysis that is occurring with the help of enzyme.
Sir, I think B, altering the enzyme
It may be
structure.
one option. Yes. Now you are going with this may be the one option. Can I mark? But this is absolutely wrong. Can you agree with this? They are never talking about the enzyme. They are talking about the substrate. Reaction product means the reaction product is going to form a complex with substrate. Just substitute this word, and then read the line.
Okay, sir. I'll
Yes,
go with C,
this is
sir,
now the
occupying
100%
active
correct.
site.
Because enzymes have the active site. Altering the enzyme structure, no alteration is there. This is exactly talking about the feedback inhibition. Okay.
Okay, sir, fine. So if the active site is
Anything,
blocked,
right?
the enzyme cannot catalyze.
Inhibition. They are talking about the inhibition.
Okay,
Simply.
sir, understood.
Now you got how your mock test and practice is very should be important. It should be the first most important, because whatever the theoretical knowledge you have, it's all waste. Do you agree, Pipanchi teacher? All the theoretical words are meaningless until and unless a student knows how to translate the questions. And if you cannot translate these sentences, then I can bet that even the answer is in front of your eyes, you cannot pick the right answer, like just happens. It was so simple, there was no LB plot, nothing, KM was not asked, any calculation was not there, right? Overall you can say there was nothing in this question except reading carefully the question. And 99% of the student not able to solve this question, because mostly they mug up the answer enzyme substrate complex formation. As soon as they find the word complex, they just, yes, this is the right. They never were curious if this is written substrate or enzyme. An examiner is having the same mind frame. They know that where to trap you. And in the active side, there is no enzyme option. Right? Here, for trapping again, they given the enzyme structure. And here they again given the enzyme word. So that there are 3 traps. This was a trap, this was a trap, and this was a trap, where most of the students got easily trapped. So CSR is a game of catching mice in a trap. So all the students become mice at that time. Okay? Chalo. Very good. So I don't think today's lecture was a waste. Polypeptide, the backbone hydrogen should be what? NH of N and CO, just we have discussed this once. Now tell me which option you will go with, which option? And tomorrow will be the mock test, I think, sorry, Sunday. Sunday will be the mock test on which subject? Can you tell me? It will be Ramachandran plot, it will be enzyme, it will be inhibition. A lot of topics have been accumulated, right? Enzyme, then inhibition, then all type of inhibition. I have told you, suicide, like a lot of inhibition we have studied. So I am going to cover all that in the question. Also, I think Ramachandran plot we should cover in the next week, because we are going to deal with the protein topic. Totally protein topic this week, because now we are going into the detail of secondary structure, then third structure, then quaternary structure, then we will study the folding, and then Ramachandran plot already we have covered. And what you can see your syllabus. Are we going according to our syllabus or not? Have you seen the syllabus? 100% I am going with the syllabus, because
Yes,
it is
sir.
written conformation of protein, Ramachandran plot, secondary structure, domains still we have not started, motif not started, fold, and this was the I think I thought that I should cover today, but before that I was surprised when I saw that no one was interested in solving these problems. So still this is unsolved. I hope you will solve today, right? I'm not going to solve. But this is suggested that you should read the question carefully, and not 1 time, not 3 times, not 4 times, until you got the right meaning of the question. You can look over the answer, right? But only for the getting a keywords hint. As a hint, you can see the options. Okay, and you must not trapped, because when this option methodology of examination was developed, when it was found out that no question is serious, no student is serious in the class, then they thought most of the students should fail out, only those students should clear the examination who are very pure and pious, means they are carrying the real concept. They are not going to be easily trapped in the false answers. So with this, I am closing today's session. I think Saturday you should give your full attention over your test, and also solving these problems. Already I have posted in the groups. Okay. I think alone you can solve. Here is the, I think 3 problems are related with the Ramachandran plot. right? Then we will answer from Monday we will study about the fibrous protein, about the globular protein, and then protein folding and denaturation. But before that we will study the hierarchy in the protein, because this is going to give you the idea about the folding, beta turn, and a lot of other protein structures. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
I will